What's up, meatbags? It is the often imitated, never duplicated, chosen one of CG, Chicano Stanley, the one, the only, Frog Tony. And today we're going to be talking about Blizzard filing a copyright infringement lawsuit against one of World of Warcraft's biggest private servers. But apparently the team behind it is putting on a brave face. Challenges come to us often, and each time we are prepared to face them. Wow. So this is quite the headline from PC Gamer. You probably could have just said Blizzard filed a copyright lawsuit or Blizzard sues private server and left it at that. But I guess you wanted to get that huge title in there. All right, so let's go through this article because this is pretty interesting because everybody's been talking about the save online game stuff and how private servers are the way to go and how they're the end all be all. But apparently now we got a private server being sued. It says Turtle Wow, one of the most popular fan-run takes on World of Warcraft's classic era, has been named in a lawsuit for use of Blizzard's code and art. It says if you played an MMO for very long, you've almost certainly heard the siren song of the private server. These fan-operated servers come in all varieties. Some keep dead games alive, some provide a window to a past build of an aging game, and some have even gotten the green light to keep going from the game's publisher. Historically, Blizzard has not been so keen on this practice, which, in all fairness, involves making big parts of its game playable for free. Its actions against Nostrilius, a server that took World of Warcraft back to a 2006 build before that option existed officially, is one of the more notorious private server closures in history. There's nothing new under the sun, as Turtle Wow, a private server that launched in 2018 has reached concurrent player peaks of over 70,000 since, according to its developers, was named in a complaint Blizzard filed Friday that claims that Turtle Wow team has, quote, built an entire business on large-scale, egregious, and ongoing infringement of Blizzard's intellectual property. I always find it funny when, straight to the lawsuit. Obviously, 70,000 players is nothing to scoff at. I'm sure this all comes down to money. This all comes to a Blizzard feeling they're losing out on money. So it always feels weird when these companies don't just reach out and say, hey, clearly we can sue you and clearly we are prepared to sue you. But hey, why don't we instead come to some sort of agreement? We'll let the server go. You pay some sort of fee, a licensing fee, something, and here's some rules that you got to stick to in order to keep this licensing agreement. Because clearly this is something that 70,000 people want. And to close it down, I mean, you're not going to get the money. Blizzard, 70,000 people, this server goes down, are not just going to come back to regular WoW. They're probably just going to go away, right? So, again, it's really weird and odd that you would just go this route first and foremost instead of maybe trying to acquire it, annex it, something to that nature. Well, let's carry on. It says, the Turtle WoW build is an altered version of the 2006 era WoW, offering new playable races, zones, instances, and so on. While it is free to play, it also has an in-game shop that allows donations to the dev team to be converted into store currency. But the more pressing issue is obviously the whole copyright infringement thing, which the lawsuit hammers home hard. The complaint continues, quote, these unauthorized private servers drive away otherwise dedicated WoW players, introduce security risks to players, fragment the WoW player community, and create confusion as to what are official supported versions of WoW. Private servers such as Turtle WoW also encourage and facilitate video game piracy by allowing players to avoid paying for the game experience that Blizzard has invested so much time and money to create. Again, this it's all about money, right? It's all about money. And so why not just try to acquire, license out, say, hey, you've gone about this the wrong way, and here's what we're going to charge you, and here's, your penalty for going about this the wrong way, and here's the agreement, and here's how things should work, right? They were probably unwise to put the store directly in the game. They probably should have had a Patreon and then said, hey, we're going to offer you some sort of in-game currency or in-game items for this, right? Some sort of barter system through the Patreon, where you really can't track the in-game store to the devs and all that. Try to obfuscate a little bit, right? Don't make it so obvious. That's what I'm saying. But apparently these people, they don't know anything about that. They're not really good into the crimes. Turtle WoW wasn't exactly in hiding. You may have seen it advertisements on YouTube or X where it regularly teases major updates in its impending move to Unreal Engine 5. The team recently launched a new realm, Ambershire, which itself hit an early peak of over 11,000 online players. These are the sort of numbers and ambitions that some officially active MMOs can't match. Yeah. Here's the other thing, right? So Turtle WoW clearly has an MMO build that people want. People like it. I don't play MMOs, so maybe you can tell me in the comments if I'm off on this. But if they just changed the art and made it not WoW, right? Like try to keep as much of the spirit of WoW, but into something else. Maybe basically launch your own MMO at this point. I guess there would still be code issues and problems like that, but I mean, at least try to hide it, disguise it as something else. Says on the server's fan Discord, team member Torta, man, they got a torta, issued a statement the day after the suit was filed. Turtle WoW is here to stay. Challenges come to us often, and each time we are prepared to face them. We remain fully committed to delivering the Turtle WoW experience you've come to love over the years. That's going to be words they regret. As a lifelong fan of, quote, vanilla World of Warcraft, which watched Turtle WoW's development with great interest, it hurts to see so much passionate work and modding ingenuity get tangled in a legal mess. On the other hand, Blizzard has already proven itself litigious with this sort of thing, and it's hard to say how the team will keep going. Private servers have a way of persevering for exactly as long as they can evade the wrong attention. This will be interesting, right? Again, they're advertising. They got a lot of attention, very public about all the things they're doing, changing a lot of stuff. It doesn't look good for them. Probably going to end up closing this down, and 70,000 players are just going to scramble off into that night, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. Should Blizzard just look the other way? Should they really be concerned about things like this Turtle WoW? Do you think it actually affects Blizzard's bottom line? Do you think these players would be playing regular WoW if it wasn't for these private servers? Let me know in the comments. And as always, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.